Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share with you some of the features that I absolutely love in Logic Pro and that have changed the way I work, and hopefully they can help you and they can help you speed up your workflow and get better results from this great program. Next up is number 6, and this is about the freeze function. This is especially helpful for those of you that have computers that aren't as fast but are still trying to do a lot with them. I used to do it all the time when I had a really slow laptop years and years ago, and I used to use the freeze function all the time, and it allowed me to do a lot more than what you would normally expect to get out of your computer. So this is how you do that. You would have probably worked out the telltale signs of when your computer gets tired, because it will come up to a chorus where there's usually more instrumentation and processing, and all of a sudden it just comes up to it and it stops and it says it can't keep up or it can't manage to process all the data. So what you need to do first is just go to your transport bar and go to Custom. Then go over to up here where it says CPU, double click on that, and then that will show you what your power is like and what your power is being used at. So if I play, you can see this is minimal, it's absolute, I mean, it's a basic track at the moment. So, you know, it's got no processing. But if this processing was coming above 75 on all of them, you would start seeing problems. So you would start seeing this track stopping, it wouldn't play properly, you couldn't loop it probably. So all these things. So keep an eye on this performance meter. You can always pull it out and put it to the corner of your arrangement or something like that. So to set your arrangement up for freezing, if you right click on one of your channels or use Command and click and go to track header components and then click on freeze, you will see that there is a snowflake beside each channel. What you would then do is press X and go to your mixer, and you would find out which plugins you are using that are probably going to be the heaviest plugins or the most juicy, I would call them, plugins. And then you say, right, so that's on that channel, that channel, that channel, and that channel. And then what you would do is you would click on freeze and then you press play. And then as you press play, what it will then do is it will then go and bounce all those channels down from start to end. When it's finished, you can press Command and full stop. And then you will notice that now you don't have access to them anymore, but the track will still play the same. So it basically bounces down all those files and it doesn't use any processing for any of those plugins. And that brings us to number 7, which is the Logic Remote. This one's quite self-explanatory. You can download the Logic Remote from the App Store. It works on GarageBand as well as Logic, and it works on your iPad or your iPhone. It allows you to record, change volume, cycle sections. The great thing with this app is you can basically do your own vocals, and you don't have to be right by your screen to do that or your computer to do that. Your computer might be a bit noisy, the fan might be going, or you have your microphone stand set up over there because you've got a certain deadness in the room there, or you've got like a bit of an isolation area where you do your vocals. Well, you can just use that app just to press record and really get into that take. So you don't have to keep walking back and forward. Really great addition. It will come in handy at some stage, and you can just download it for free. And now tip number 8. How you can quickly copy your channel strip settings from one channel to the other. Very useful. Say you've been working on this here and it's a snare at the moment, but say it's a vocal and you've really created a really nice EQ. I've just added these on just for us to work with, and you're really happy with that, and now you want to copy that onto another channel. Well, you could do that by going in here and save it as a channel strip, then go to the new channel and load up the channel strip, and then it's there. But there is a quicker way, and the quicker way is by basically doing Option Command C and then going to the channel where you want to go and do Option Command V. And that basically instantly copies all those plugins exactly the same, including the bus, onto that channel. Just be aware though that if you want to copy the effects from an audio track to any other track, it's not a problem. But if you want to copy the effects plugins from an instrument track and then paste it onto your new instrument track, you will copy everything, including the instrument, which means that you might overwrite the instrument that you already have on that instrument track that you're pasting it to. And that brings us on to tip number 9. And this one's one that not many people seem to either use or want to use or don't even know about it. So it is basically setting up your right click to also be a tool. Let me show you. So we all know about the left click, which is this one here, which if we want something else for that, we can select that. We know about this command tool, which you can again assign. And then by pressing command, that gives you that tool straight away, which is very handy. But then if we press command and comma, go into preferences and select general and then go into editing and then go down to where it says right mouse button, we can now also set that as is assignable as tool. That then means that we now have a third tool that we can do instantly without having to change any settings. So I like having that one on the scissor tool. And then the middle one, I tend to toggle between curve tool and a couple of other tools, but let's put it on curve tool for now. So the right click now allows me to chop any file quite easily. And then if I go down to automation, if I then wanted to set a couple of automation points and put a curve on it, I can hold command down and do that instantly without having to mess around and go up here, change it and whatever. The only thing you've got to remember is that usually when you press right click on a region, you used to get that menu box, which you now don't. But all you've got to do is just press control and click and you'll have that same function available. So any right click functions that you were using, you now just do control and click and you get exactly the same menu. And then that brings us to number 10, which is the last one in this video. And this one is how to zoom in on regions and how quickly and how efficiently we can zoom in onto them. So the first option is very simple. Select the region and press Z. And that brings you in really close to that file. Press Z again and it'll take you out. If you want 4 files, you press Z and it brings you into all 4 files, and press Z again and you're out. So that's the first function. And the second option is drawing a box around something. So if you press Option and go around something like that, then that will be the size it will be in the screen, and the box is the screen. So it's exactly that size. And then to come out of that, you press Control and Option, and it will click outside. I actually always press Control and Option, but you don't have to. But I just get used to just Control and Option is zoom in, zoom out. The beauty of this is that you can zoom a larger amount. You can zoom it again. You can zoom in again. You can zoom in again until you get really small and you're happy with making that edit. And then by pressing Option and Control again and clicking once back, you go back one of the zooms you did. And click again and you go back another zoom that you did. And go back again, and go back again, and go back again until you're back where you were. Out of those two, for me, the second one is by far the best. It's really controllable, it's very fast, and you can get to really fine zooms, do your edits and come back out really quickly. It's a much faster way to edit, and you'll get around Logic so much more quickly if you start using it. And that brings me to the end of this video. It's quite a long one today, and there's a lot of information to absorb here. I would suggest repeating the parts that you're not sure on. DM me or message me anything that you feel that you're not sure on and that you like more clarification on, and then I will explain that to you directly. That's not a problem. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm sure you must have learned something in this one. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for future content. I always ask this. It's a bit of a tick box exercise, I know, but I really appreciate it if you could support my channel so that I can keep doing these videos for you. And I hope you've learned something that will make you quicker and be more efficient in what you're doing. Have a great day. Goodbye.